Well, happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, December 20th, the 354th day of the year. There are 11 days left in 2022. And welcome to another edition of Tuesdays with Thom. As we end this year and celebrate the holiday season, we are grateful for the blessings that have been bestowed upon us. And I must admit, we have had a lot of fun this year. TWT has now enjoyed a 2.5 year run. This is our 118th episode. Some of this year's past year's G-list guests include Gloria Owens, Ike Jones from the War Report, Gloria Owens from the Owens Foundation, Tony Sands, who still holds NCAA records in football, Eric Jones and his 25 Days of Christmas, a Title IX show hosted by Barbara Wallace Edwards with Joyce Gilly Gossett, Emily Hedrick, Marianne Mary Tucker, and Eleanor Pitts. You remember Hina Nauman? She joined us all the way from Pakistan. My teammates, Terry Henley and Roger Mitchell, attorney Rick Davis, who was a great football player at the University of Alabama, the chef, Dixon Gossam, Judge U.W. Clemens, actors, David Palladino, Michael O'Neill, and film and theater producer Walt Woltos, jazz man and actor Vaughn Colton, Baker Lisa Luttrell, good man, father, and humanitarian Tracy Muhammad, and Rashada Leroy, producer of the opening ceremonies of the World Games. Others, and we're still going strong. Already in the new year, we have lined up Andy Burcham, the voice of the Auburn Tigers, and Olympic gold medal winner Harvey Glance. So we will enjoy this holiday season and meet you on the other side of 2023. As a reminder, we will have our best of show edition of TWT next week. No, we won't have it next week. We will be off next week, but we will then have it on January the 3rd. Our G-list guest today is none other than you know who, Santa Claus. I hope all have been good, or at least know somebody who has been good, so you can collect gifts from Santa. He's here all the way from the North Pole. And yes, he did bring the reindeer. And, well, how do you think he got here? He didn't drive. Okay, our G-list guest is Santa Claus, Nathaniel Rutledge, who joins us every year, and we look forward to having him and look forward to having a lot of fun with him. So look forward to that conversation. So this edition of Tuesdays with Thom, of course, is sponsored by our partners, the Best Girl Consulting Firm. Best Girl has been providing customized solution to executive issues for 34 years. Let's hear from Best Girl.
Best Girl is a consulting firm that provides customized leadership, access and inclusion, public relations, communications, and organizational consulting services. Clients include Fortune 500 companies, utilities, higher education institutions, small businesses, and associations. Best Girl's team of consultants, led by Joyce Gilly Gossam, Emily Hedrick, and Sean Jones, partners with business and education clients to promote organizational effectiveness, communication, motivation, and leadership, with always an impact on the bottom line. Best Girl's customized consulting services include strategic planning, corporate communication, executive coaching, fundraising, and economic development.
Best Girl creates the solution that fits your needs. So let's get to our roundtable regulars and introduce Barbara Wallace Edwards and Michael Walker. And we will start off with Michael Walker. Michael Walker, good morning.
Good morning, TG. How are you this morning?
I'm doing fine. I talked to somebody, matter of fact, used to be your next door neighbor yesterday, Manuel Cheney.
Oh, Cheney. How's Cheney doing?
He's doing well. He's doing well. We had to catch up. We hadn't caught up in a while. And so we hooted and hollered for about an hour on the phone. And
that's great. That's great.
Yeah, Manuel and I grew up together. And,
Right. Yeah, Cheney and I were neighbors for quite some time there when I was in Birmingham. As a matter of fact, like you said, next door neighbors. So
that's right.
We enjoyed hanging out with each other and stuff.
That's right. He's a good man.
Yeah.
Man, I got to ask you something because you're my political expert and my sports expert. So I read where there are 900 players in the transfer portal.
Yes.
Is it? That's amazing.
Yes, and as a matter of fact, that's not all from 1 year. There are some players that go in the transfer portal, Tom, that does not get picked up.
Okay.
And so they stay there. So that's how that number grows,
Wow.
So
if they go in the transfer portal and they don't, this is like professional football. So nobody picks them up. They just stay in there?
They stay in the portal and continue to work out and train, hoping they can get picked up. Because a lot of times the team, let's just say their original team or the team they decide to transfer from, well, they sometimes get an attitude because they transfer and go put their name in the portal. So if they put their name in the portal, then they won't pick them up and nobody else pick them up. So they're just kind of locked in. I've heard stories about players that have entered the transfer portal, didn't get picked up, and they're just there and they keep working out all the time in hopes of latching on somewhere.
Man, I read too. I didn't realize. I figured it was more of the high profile, highly sought after players, but they're walk-ons in the portal. Man, that's everybody's in the portal.
Yes, because they're looking to get that opportunity to showcase their talents, So say, for instance, if you're a walk-on and you're not getting the ball or whatever, you go in the transfer portal, hopefully somebody will look at your measurables, if you have some film, some tape or something, and then they'll say, hey, we'll give you a shot, and some people get picked up, some people get discovered like that.
Well, Antley asked a question. He says, can they go back to their old team?
Well, they can if the old team will have them back. I know the only stories you hear about are players that enter the transfer portal and then they take their name out of the transfer portal and go back to their old team. Auburn has a couple players like that. They have a defensive lineman that entered the portal prior to Harson's termination at Auburn, a guy by the name of Zacchaeus Walker, which did very well his freshman and sophomore year. For whatever reason, wasn't working out too well this year. He entered the transfer portal, but now that Hugh Freeze is there and they got a new staff, he took his name out, and he's back at all.
And they said they accepted him back.
Yes.
I didn't understand. I didn't know. I remember a few years ago, it was a big deal when kids started opting out of bowl games because they didn't want to get hurt.
Right.
And they had a good opportunity to play professional ball and get drafted high. Now you got guys who are opting out with the bowl games. You got the transfer portal. I mean, this is professional football, I think.
Yes. Well, let's say semi-pro.
Okay, I read that and I said, well, I'm gonna have to ask about this. This is crazy. I wish him well. And then, of course, there's a lot of money in it, which you can't blame them.
No.
I guess when they see that the coach is making so much money, and especially in Harson's case, and didn't really seem as though he was putting a lot of energy into it. I guess the players decide that they can do it too.
Well, that's true. Well, it's always been said how much money that football, basketball, all the sports teams generated for universities and for the NCAA. And then the players weren't getting anything. I think the first person that did it, what was the guy's name? The comedian that was slapped by Will Smith. What's his name?
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock. He was the first person that called it a plantation model and said that that's what college football is a plantation model. And he was ridiculed for that. But he said, where is it that people can get free labor and make millions and millions of dollars and the players can't get anything? And now look where we are.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Do you so what do you think about the criticism of Deion Sanders leaving Jackson State and going to Colorado? And he's been criticized for leaving Jackson State.
Well, let me just say I'm not surprised. I knew that was coming, and because of the fact that he lifted the profile of not only Jackson State, but HBCUs because of his celebrity status, his platform, and, the other thing is Deion was known for being flashy, okay, prime time and all of that stuff, but he could back it up on the field. So then he goes to a school like Jackson State and uplift their program. And now all of a sudden they're on College Game Day. College Game Day has never been there before, and they were there. Then they started to, as a matter of fact, the city of Jackson was raising money to build a brand new stadium and facilities to keep him there. So they were experiencing unprecedented popularity and money coming in. Not only that, this past weekend for the championship game, Jackson State ended up losing to North Carolina Central. It was a thriller overtime game, but the commissioner of NFL, Roger Goodell, was there to see his nephew play in the game. He plays at Jackson State. So
wow, Roger Goodell's nephew?
Yes, he has a nephew. His brother adopted a son, and he's playing at Jackson State. And they were, people were on the Twitter were saying, you mean Goodell has a black nephew and all of this stuff? And, Goodell.
That's what I was getting ready to ask.
That's why I said it. I knew you were coming with that. So his brother adopted a son. He happens to be African-American, and he's playing at Jackson State, playing football there. So Roger Goodell went down as a supporter, and they interviewed him. He said, I'm here to support my nephew. Even though he's adopted, he's my nephew. So I'm here to support him. And so, yeah, Deion was going to get criticized whenever he left. They wanted him to stay there for that. And, I can't say that it was warranted. I will not say that. He has the choice to decide on what he wants to do. He made the choice to come to Jackson State. But anyone that knew football or knew business knew sooner or later he was going to take a job. So,
yeah. Okay, good deal. Well, let's get Barbara Wallace Everett's on here. Barbara, how are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Tom. I'm doing well. Just over here fighting birds, but I'm doing good this morning.
Is the bird still in the house?
Bird's still in the house.
Talking about Manuel Cheney, when Manuel and I, we lived a few miles from each other. We were both single guys, and he called me up one day and he said, man, there's a squirrel in my house. What should I do? I said, well, open the door and see if he'll go out.
I tried that. The bird didn't want to move. I think he likes it in here, but if he's not paying rent, he has to go.
Hey, Barbara, yes. I can understand. I have a story for you with a bird. When I was a little kid, we had, there was some birds in the backyard and stuff. And I had my BB gun. No, I had an air rifle. I was going out shooting at them, pretending that my uncle had just come home from the Marines. So he wants to be the big macho man and show me how to do it. And he gets to get the BB gun and he goes out there and he shoots a couple of them, knocks them out. He brought them in the house and, talking about we're going to cook these birds and stuff. The bird woke up and started flying around the house. And so when the bird started flying around the house, my grandmother was like, boys, get that bird out of my house. You better get him out of the house. And she was yelling and screaming. And he was like, he always called me Jitterbug. He said, Jitterbug, open the front door. Go open the back door. And he had a broom chasing the birds through the house to get them out.
That's what I was doing at 1 o'clock this morning. The broom chasing the bird through the house. And, I'll go in one room, he'd go in another room. So, I don't know how long this bird is planning on staying, but I promise you, if he stays more than one more day.
One room.
Well, I can't. I mean, I don't have doors to like my kitchen and my living room. This is the open area, but every room that has a door is shut. He can't get in those rooms. But he's just has free reign in the rest of my house here.
He just came to enjoy Christmas with you. You had all that Christmas stuff.
Barbara, he may be attracted to the bird over your right shoulder there.
Yeah, I'm thinking that may have something to do with it. He didn't see that bird when he came through my front door, so I don't know.
So, Barbara, I know you big on Christmas like we all are, so I think you got some Christmas trivia for us.
I do. I am ready. I want to know if anybody can tell me, you, Michael, or any of our viewers can tell me, how many total gifts were given in the 12 days of Christmas?
364.
You guys are cheating.
Ask some tough questions, man.
Yeah. Okay, let me get you another one. I IKEA allegedly made the largest gingerbread man. Is that true or false?
True.
Michael, you've been studying.
He's probably got the paper right there in front of him.
I don't.
Probably
I have my stuff for Christmas in front of me right now. I've got a little Christmas history, but I have that in front of me.
Okay.
Too.
One
All right,
more.
Barbara.
What country does eggnog, the Christmas drink, originate from?
England.
Okay, Michael.
Germany.
Yeah, you're cheating.
I'm not cheating.
Okay. All right, let's see if he knows how many reindeer pull Santa's sleigh.
9.
Antley said France.
Antley's wrong. It's England.
Antley got them all wrong.
All of them.
Well, you know, he went to South Carolina. He didn't go to Albany.
Oh man, Barbara, what else you got? Well, here's one. What's the highest grossing Christmas movie of all time?
Home Alone.
Nope.
Miracle on 34th Street.
Nope.
Okay, Antley. We're leaning on you, Antley.
Antley, where are you?
Antley saying I'm wrong for that because I said he went to South Carolina.
It's the
not
Grinch who stole Christmas.
Right. There
Okay.
you go.
All right.
There you go. I think
Yeah.
Joyce got it right.
Okay.
The Grinch who stole Christmas. So, Barbara, you got anything?
I've got a little history to share with everybody.
Go ahead.
Okay.
The real Santa Claus was St. Nicholas, and he was born in 280 AD, 280 years after the death of Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And he was believed to be born in what was called Patara or Myra, which is modern day Turkey now.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to travel the countryside and gave away all of his inherited wealth.
Wow.
And he would help the poor and sick. And one of his best known stories was that he saved 3 poor sisters from being sold into slavery by their father or to prostitution by providing them with a dowry so that they could be married.
Mm. Wow.
I was watching a movie I had on. It was and it was there's a I don't know the name of it, but these 7 kids, and it was in like the 1800s, and their parents died, and the mom left a note for the oldest son to basically give all the siblings to an individual family so that they could grow up with family.
Wow.
And it was funny. And one guy says, one of them says, the little sister says she's pretty homely, so she'll probably grow up and be a teacher. that was kind of ugly.
That was ugly.
Okay, anything else, Barbara?
Thom, I want to say congratulations to Coach Travis Williams, who played at Auburn, was on the staff at Auburn with Malzahn, and ended up at University of Central Florida. But he was just named the defensive coordinator at the University of Arkansas, and that's a huge move for him. So I want to say congratulations to Travis. He's a good guy. Wish he was back at Auburn, but Arkansas got him for now. So congratulations, Coach Williams.
Yeah, he spent the last 2 years as defensive coordinator with Malzahn at UCF also.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So now he's going to Arkansas.
Yeah, so coming back to the SEC.
Yeah.
I saw Freeze announced his offensive and defensive coordinators. Were they with him at his previous stops? Do you know?
No, they were not. They both have roots with Baylor and Tulsa. Both were with Baylor at one time. The offensive coordinator was a head coach at Tulsa. So he is now going to be calling plays for Auburn, and the defensive coordinator was most recently with Baylor, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
But the defensive line coach, Jeremy Garrett, I think is his name. I know Garrett is the last name. He was with him at Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Barbara, you got anything else for us?
The only other thing, Thom, is I want to wish condolences to the family of Stephen Twitch Boss, the young man originally from Montgomery, who was the DJ on the Ellen DeGeneres show, committed suicide on last Tuesday, I think, and 40 years old. So mental health issues are a major concern in our country, and our prayers to his wife and 3 children and his family.
Okay. Michael?
No, I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas coming up. I know this is the season for cheer and being with family, but keep your thoughts and prayers for those people that may not have family,
There you go.
that may be alone and may not have gifts under the tree, the kids and the parents that are not able to buy their kids gifts.
Right.
The holidays always brings about some depression and loneliness for people that are alone. So while those of us that are fortunate to enjoy this season, just kind of keep those people in your mind and hearts that may not be able to.
Absolutely.
I agree. That's a great thought. Thank you. You never know. And, we laugh and joke, but you just never know who may be hurting.
Absolutely.
Who may not be enjoying it and laughing and so on and so forth. So, okay. Anything else from anybody?
Are you all traveling for the holidays?
I will not be. I will be staying close to home. I always try to, and Thom can relate to this, entrepreneurs or people that are self-employed in business for themselves, they kind of welcome the holidays because the phone stopped ringing for a minute. Mm-hmm. Even the scammers take vacation. The scam callers and all of those people take vacation, and we can kind of get caught up on some of our paperwork and stuff. So I kind of look at that as a time to decompress and kind of reevaluate myself, and as they say, get your mind right and stuff like that. So staying close to home kind of helps me do that.
Okay.
Decompressing.
That's good.
Well, I think that, and I don't totally work, but I may do one thing a day. Mm-hmm. I've got some things here that I need to do, and I was telling Joyce this morning, I spent last week getting a lot of stuff done, and then the mail comes every day, and the hits just keep on coming. It's like I thought I was done, and now I got this other stuff that is coming.
Right.
So, okay. All right. Anything else from anybody? All right. And just as a reminder, we're off next week. We won't be here next week. You can be here if you want to, but we won't be here. And we'll be back on the 3rd of January with our greatest hit show from 2022. And we'll be back live on the 10th of January. So let's, if there's nothing else, let's go to Got a Minute. Let's go to Sean, see what she's got for us. Sean, you got a minute?
Good morning. My name is Shantia Jones, and this is Got a Minute. Happy Tuesdays and happy holidays to everyone joining in with us this morning. It's 5 days before Christmas. The stores are still packed, and I am preparing for my family's annual holiday traditions. Baking cookies, building gingerbread houses, and spiking the cider. I've always loved this time of year. Our team gets to reset, wind down, and enjoy those who enjoy us, which is why I hope you all enjoy my end of the year Did You Knows. Now, did you know that the busiest shopping days of the year are the 2 days just before Christmas? Or 1 in 3 men wait until Christmas Eve to do their holiday shopping. Dr. Gossam, this one is for you. Did you know the original location for the 1947 movie Miracle on 34th Street was the New York Macy's in Herald Square? However, for the remake in 1994, Macy's refused to participate, so the fictional Kohl's was created. Last but not least, Toys for Tots was founded in Los Angeles, California in 1947. A handmade doll was the first donation, and more than 5,000 toys were collected during that first drive. Happy holidays to you all, and to you all, a happy new year. Thank you all for joining in. My name is Shantia Jones, and this is Got a Minute.
Well, thank you, Sean. That was great. We appreciate it. Sean's got a minute, boy, and it said something, doesn't it?
Yes.
She had some good trivia for us there. So, anything else before we move on to the G list? Hollywood has the A list, and here on Tuesdays with Thom, we have the G list. And our G list guest today is Nathaniel Rutledge, better known this time of the year as Santa Claus. He flew in this morning from the North Pole. Nathaniel is a retired police chief, and he's a native of Birmingham. He's a proud graduate of Auburn University. He serves as the voice of the Mounties, Shades Valley High School. We used to play them every year, never could beat them. As Sunday school superintendent at Trinity CME Church, presently he is employed by the FBI. He's a member of the Black Alumni Council of the Auburn Alumni Association, the O'Neill Cancer Center Research Advisory Board, and Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity. Welcome, Santa.
Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list and checking it twice. You're gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He knows when you are sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows when you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming. Santa Claus is coming. Santa Claus is coming. Wait, he's here. Merry Christmas. How's everybody?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
Santa.
Glad to join you here
Santa,
this morning.
that
Ho,
was great.
ho, 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 ho.
And you brought the cold weather with you.
And brought the cold weather with me. We've got 5 days till snow.
So, Santa, what's it been like this past year?
Oh, it's been tough on Santa a little bit this year. Little recessions going on. Have to do a little extra work to build up all of this holiday cheer. But all is going well in spite of everything. And so we're excited to get to this very festive time of year.
Well, thank you so much for being with us. We
Yes.
appreciate it. Barbara, you got a question for Santa?
I do. Santa, I want to know what's on my Christmas list. Nobody's telling me anything. And, I've been asking for a lot of stuff, but what am I going to get for Christmas this year?
That bird is what you're getting. That bird in your house.
So you stole the words right from my mouth, Thom. A little birdie says he came by to do some inspections around your property and to find out just what you need. So we'll be doing a little house cleaning. That's why you got the broom out to go and chase the bird, but do the cleaning and get prepared for all you're about to receive.
All right.
Well, thank you, Santa.
Okay, Barbara, you got another question?
Let me, I can't talk like that.
I'll step in for Barbara while she gathers herself.
Okay.
Thank you, Michael.
All right.
Santa, I am so happy to see that you have the Salvation Army sign behind you. And, you know, knowing how much that means to you and everything, I did a little research and I learned something. I did not know that the Salvation Army has been doing Santa Claus clad donation collectors since in the streets since 1890.
Absolutely.
That's a long time. So a lot of your predecessors have been out there. Were you taught by them?
I guess in many ways we were. It has always been a joy, especially under the guise of the Salvation Army, to do the most good to the least of them. As you shared earlier, even about St. Nicholas and how St. Nicholas came about as the archbishop who gave to the poor, who did whatever he could to help those who didn't have. That tradition has continued throughout the years, and finally in 1823, as a part of the Santa Claus, as being a way of giving to those who are in need while also giving to those who are simply in need of cheer and happiness. So it's an exciting time and it's an exciting job. And the Salvation Army is just one of those great organizations that does everything it can to help the least of these.
You know, I'll just to piggyback off of what you're saying, it always brings special meaning to me during Christmas to get, you know, for people to be surprised and somebody to do something nice for someone. And I remember as a little boy, my grandfather used to have me line up all my toys that I didn't play with any longer or I had become bored with, and we put them on the back of his truck. And we would drive out into the rural areas of Auburn, like Lochapoka or whatever, and we would give them out to the kids there that may not have anything.
Wow.
So I felt blessed that he taught me that as a little child, you know, because I grew up basically as an only child. So I had like 2 or 3 bikes. I had this, I had that. And he says, we're going to provide to those that are less fortunate. So this season always brings me joy when I can share something with somebody else. So I'm glad I learned those lessons and to see you carrying it forward.
Yes.
Awesome. And Merry Christmas to that. Like on yesterday, we had the chance to go by a church. And while at that church, they gave out bags of hard candy, nuts, and fruit. And I remember as a little boy that was the gift that you always got just about every year, a little fruit nut and hard candy in a bag. And it just kind of bring back great memories. But I didn't learn until I got older that sometimes that was the only Christmas that some people got.
Right.
Yeah. You left out the fruit cake.
And fruit cake, but we don't pass that out to the children. Fruit cake sometimes has surprises in it.
Yes.
has adult matter in it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We been a good little while ago now, but I worked on a video for the board, for the Salvation Army board Birmingham. We did a video for them about the Salvation Army. Mm-hmm. And I've always remembered that. And my good friend, Dr. Nixon, who's passed, Doc did the voice. And Doc had a voice much like yours, Santa. It was really deep and rich. And man, he starts off and he said, the Salvation Army. And man, I've never forgotten that. And I never will. It was just really, really special. And so the Salvation Army has always been special. It's special to me for a long time. So
does awesome things, Thom. Awesome things. Had the opportunity to serve on the board for Salvation Army for many, many years. And when COVID hit, came up with the idea, since we couldn't go out and ring in front of the department stores and whatnot, I said, what if I did it virtually? And I wonder if that could have any success to it. So now I have created for myself, not that I necessarily wanted it, but I now have to ring that bell virtually every year and try to do what we can to make a difference and to help. But it
Good
brings
deal.
such joy to some people just to hear that bell ring. And sometimes when you add a song to it, it brings you back to a happier time.
I tell you what, too, and when you, of course, they sit in front of the supermarkets here, and you might try to ignore them on your way in, but you can't ignore them on your way back out.
They'll get you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So
Barbara, Michael.
Well, Santa, I want to know what's at the top of your Christmas list. You know, I'm sure you get lots of lists from the little boys and girls and a lot of adults like me, but what's at the top of your list this year?
Absolutely. My Christmas list is very short, but very intentional. This year, for whatever reason, maybe because Santa's getting a little older, I just wanted to see my 3 children, and I wanted to see them together at the same time. So
Yes.
the joy for Santa this year that he's looking forward to is just sitting up and watching the 3 of them interact and play together, and then hopefully the 5 of us can get together and do at least something. We may watch a movie or build a gingerbread house, or we'll do something. So that's kind of my joy and my desire this year, that everybody will be in place.
Yes.
And we'll be able to have an awesome Christmas. So I'm excited about it and looking forward to it. And that's, yeah, I guess it's a little bit immaterial this year. But if somebody is just searching for something to purchase, Santa wants a new camera. Santa has taken all the pictures in the world on his cell phone. It's time to invest in a camera.
Right.
It is. When you get older, your wish list becomes a lot simpler.
Yes.
My wish list consists this year is hopefully I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to get in my car and drive to another city or go get on an airplane or anything such as that.
Right.
Just be nice to be at home.
Yeah, absolutely.
And enjoy it. So Santa, how long you been doing this stuff? When did you get started? How'd you get started?
Got started actually as Santa Claus in 1823.
Okay.
Yes, been doing it for quite some time, and individually, for me taking on my particular post, I guess I've been at it since I was 15.
Okay.
My aunt allowed me to, or asked me and directed me. It wasn't allowed. She told me what to do. Go put on that suit and be Santa Claus for the children. And of course, my cousins said that, well, we believe we know who that is. And well, if you're not sure, you're not going to get any Christmas gifts. So they said they weren't going to take any chances. So for about 3 years, got to be Santa, and nowadays get to be Santa at programs, at churches, for senior citizens, for parties, for groups. Maybe one day I'll get lucky enough to be the singing Santa at a mall or something.
Yeah.
I don't know,
that'd
but
be
it's been
great.
going on for a while. I thought it was quite interesting that after the reading of "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," as we call it, the actual name of the story is A Visit from St. Nicholas. That began in 1823, and since then it's been a jolly old elf with a heavy fat stomach and rosy cheeks and a long beard, being Santa Claus and bringing cheer.
So Santa, I have a question to ask you. And
Yes, sir.
Inquiring minds want to know. But before that, let me just say that Antley said, bring Barbara some bird food for Christmas.
The bird has to go.
I think it would be awesome
if
she has a nice bird bath right in the front for you.
There you
So
go.
as you come in, they
They
can
can-
welcome everybody to the house. I
They
think
can-
that's awesome.
when they come in, they can bathe.
Reminder to wash your hands.
And sanitize.
But as I said, inquiring minds want to know. I know that when you take off from the North Pole, it's very chilly up there in cold, and thus I understand the suit. But what do
Yes,
you do when you go to South America or go to the beaches of Miami? It's a little bit warm. Do you wear hot pants or something, or what you do?
Santa magically changes to the area that he's in. So
Oh.
Santa has a Hawaiian shirt with little birds, incidentally, Barbara, all over the shirt, and has a pair of Bermuda shorts and sandals, and just continues to give out all of the Christmas gifts. You can't stop Santa. Santa adjusts to everywhere he goes. South America, the African continent, he makes the adjustment. If there's no chimney, we come in back doors. If it's a hut, we just ease in another way, but we're always gonna make the difference. It's the magic of Christmas.
Magic of Santa.
Backdoor Santa. That was a
Yeah.
Clarence Carter song.
That was a
Remember
Clarence
correct.
Carter song.
The
But
backdoor
not
Santa.
He said,
that.
I make my runs about to break a day.
About to break a day. Oh, Mrs. Claus might have something to say about it.
Yeah, I think so. I think there was a lot of hidden meanings to that song. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Barbara, you got any questions?
I want to hear Santa sing something else if it's okay.
Also,
Santa, what do you think, Santa?
I'd
Give
be
us a
glad
Christmas
to
song.
oblige. Christmas time is here. Happiness and cheer. Fun for all what children call their favorite time of year. Snowflakes in the air. Carols everywhere. Olden times and ancient rhymes of joy and dreams to share. Sleigh bells in the air. Beauty everywhere. Yuletide by the fireside and joyful memories there. Christmas time is here. We'll be drawing near. Oh, that we could always see such spirit through the year. Christmas time, Christmas time is here.
Awesome
Man, that's
job,
wonderful.
Santa. Awesome
That's
job.
great. That's
You
great.
and Merry Christmas.
Just to, you had somebody, Joyce has a question. She wants to know if you sleep with your beard in or out of the covers.
Well, Santa's not quite sure because
Santa's
Santa
asleep.
rolls and tumbles, and so Santa's asleep. So we'll promise little Joyce that we'll ask Mrs. Claus to take a picture of Santa while he sleeps, and we'll let you know if the beard is inside or out. Not quite sure.
Santa, do you have any comments you'd like to make?
The only comments I'd like to make is that this is an awesome time of year, a time of happiness. We've
Yes.
seen so many things around our world that causes us concerns, that causes us reason to worry. So
Yes.
let's bring some joy to our lives. Let's say hey to somebody who we don't know and just do a kind act with no expectations in return. That would just be joyous and loving and sharing on one another and just bring this year of 2022 to a beautiful and wonderful end and set a precedence for how we should act and how we should be with one another as we go into 2023.
That's
We're
great,
excited
Santa.
about
Yes.
just the joy of the season, but it certainly should not end after December 25th.
That's true.
And to Santa, it doesn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat or you this or you that or whatever. It's all about the joy and wonderment of the season. And that's
Absolutely.
great.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Well,
Michael
Santa,
Barber, you got anything else?
yeah, I want to ask Santa, I know you spend a lot of time with little kids sitting on your lap and stuff. I wonder, how do you handle it when a really big kid that's really huge comes sit on your lap? What do you do?
Well, just this week, we've had some that were a little larger than others. And so all we do is make sure we position them in the strongest part of the leg so we make sure we don't lose them. Everybody has a right to sit down and tell Santa what their wish is.
There you go.
It doesn't matter what size or what age, because a lot of them who sat on Santa's lap were well seasoned. But it was just as exciting because you'd be surprised. They still want to make their wishes as well. And some of those wishes we can't tell other people. But Santa's here for everybody.
I see Barbara's been distracted. She's looking at the bird.
He's trying to get on the show.
So what exactly did the birdie say?
The bird is not talking. He's just flying around.
The bird is
breakfast. He's
the
looking
bird
for
is keeping it 100.
He's keeping it 100. That's right.
Santa, I do have something I want to thank you for. I really appreciate you answering my prayers. You brought Auburn University a brand new coach for Christmas.
Yes, sir.
And he's been doing a great job. We've been recruiting and turning things around. So thank you so much. How did you know that that particular coach was on my list? I had a list of 3,
Okay.
It included Lane Kiffin, Hugh Freeze, or Dion, and you brought me Hugh Freeze. So how did you know I wanted Hugh Freeze?
Well, it's kind of like everything in life. Sometimes you think you know what's best for you, but there's another who might know even better. Hugh Freeze, in this case, needs Auburn as much as Auburn needs Hugh Freeze. This is an opportunity for a new start for both. This is a time for change, a time of reconciliation, a time to go away from what once brought them down to things that will now help them grow and be stronger. Hugh is the best option for Auburn right now, and I think it will show not only in the way that he coaches and winning games, but I think there'll be a new attitude of not only the players, but also the coaches and the fans. There'll be a new, renewed spirit, and we get exactly what we need. So you're very welcome for that very early Christmas gift.
Well, thank you. Now I realize why it's so cold around here. The freeze is on.
The freeze is on. Awesome.
Santa,
yes,
would
sir.
you give us one more song before
Be
we're
happy
done
to.
today? That would be awesome.
Absolutely. And you can help me out where you are.
Okay.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings to you, to all of our kin. Good tidings of Christmas and a Happy New Year. So bring me some figgy pudding. Oh, bring me some figgy pudding. Oh, bring me some figgy pudding and bring it right now. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings of Christmas and a happy new year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We
We
wish you a Merry Christmas and a
and
Happy New Year.
All right.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Santa,
awesome.
thank you so much, man. We appreciate you, and we hope you will come back again next year. And we wish you much happiness and peace in the coming year.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to being here.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Okay, well, we're going to close out my closing commentary for today, or as I see it. I wish you well over the next few days. I sincerely hope you've had a good year. I'm excited about Christmas. I'm always excited about Christmas. Christmas was always exciting when and where I grew up. I don't know how they did it. Well, I do know how they did it. The mamas and daddies were hard workers and proud of our little neighborhood, Roslyn Heights. They made sure Christmas Day was especially exciting for their children. On a sunny Christmas day, regardless of the temperature, the streets were full of new and colorful bicycles rolling up and down the street, children's on skates, new baby dolls, footballs. A child would not have imagined staying inside all day playing a video game. Didn't work that way. That would have been punishment. But times change. I get it. I just hope the children today have as much fun as we did. My Christmas, of course, has emerged over the years. We'll do the family thing, open our gifts, we eat, we watch our favorite Christmas movies. It Happened on Fifth Avenue, which we've already watched, A Christmas Story, and It's a Wonderful Life. Looking at it from my perspective, yes, it is a wonderful life. And that is how I see it on this December 20th in the year 2022. That's our show today. I want to thank our special, very special G-list guest, Nathaniel Rutledge of Santa Claus. I want to thank our sponsor, Best Girl Inc. Thank Michael, Barbara, and Joyce, who have all been with us from the beginning. Thank Sean Jones, the organizer and producer of the show, and Got a Minute. Sean keeps us all on track. She just completed her second year with us at Best Girl. Geographically, she lives the furthest from the group. Shantia and her son Kai live in Boca Raton. Shantia has announced she is going back to school to complete her degree, and we're very proud of her. And that's it. Have a great Christmas season. Remember, enjoy yourself. Make every day count. Stay safe. Peace.